What's going on, guys? I got a major update, business update that's happening right here, right now, today, and it's freaking exciting. Back in January 1st, I told you guys, the goal this year is to hit $1 million a month. It has been a very long time coming. We're still not there yet, but it is so crazy seeing all the work and effort that we've been putting in as a team and as a company to really finally get to the point where we're at. We are literally at a place right now where we can hit $1 million a month very quickly if we really just go all freaking in. And so the interesting part is though that we are not putting the pedal to the metal right at this moment, but the pieces have finally fallen into place. And so for the last 2.5 months, 3 months actually, we've been really dialing in the marketing and the systems and the tech and all the behind the scenes stuff that goes on in marketing and sales to really dial it in, from the website to the funnel to the automations to the questionnaire to the creatives to everything and anything that you could think about when it comes to media buying and building a done-for-you offer is right there. The final piece that we really had missing when it came to actually closing a few $100,000 per month was really having a savage closer. The last time I had a savage of a closer was back in October 2024 up until April of 2025, which I've talked to you guys about. We were hitting 200K months. I think it ranged between 150 to 240 pretty quickly, but we couldn't break past that. And at the time, I wasn't sure what was missing. I wasn't sure what the issue was. Like I really couldn't pinpoint it. And so we had a savage closer. Marketing was solid. Fulfillment was solid. Customer service was solid. Everything was solid, but it was not extraordinary. What I ended up doing at the time was I shut everything down. And I think I've talked to you guys about this before. I shut everything down because we couldn't hit that threshold. We were spending $80,000 a month on ads and we couldn't hit $250,000. I brought in different team members, different consultants, different media buyers, different sales consultants to really help us optimize that. And for the last 6-7 months of the remainder of 2025, we just hit a wall. Like it was the worst of the worst that I've ever experienced in my life as an entrepreneur in terms of cash flow. Like it was horrible. But when I brought in this new partner in last week in November, he is an absolute beast. He is a unit. Like this guy is off the charts. Like he knows so much, and it's crazy because he's actually scaled this specific offer a couple years ago. And so I knew that we had a very good chance for scaling to these numbers if we brought him in. And so when he came in, he's been pretty much revamping a lot of the systems that we had messed up, the tech, and not really messed up, just really optimizing it to be better. Brought in a savage of a media buyer, a savage of a creative, and now the marketing is on point. Like we are generating 15 solid high caliber leads every single week. That's been about now for 3 to 4 weeks. And the closer that we have though has not been able to close a deal. He closed the deal prior to these last 4 weeks. He closed the deal in the last 4 weeks, but it was a lead from the month prior when the marketing still wasn't on point. So now this closer has had a very good amount of calls and he hasn't yet closed one. We all recognize and we all know that he's not a savage closer. The guy has some experience. He has the potential, but he's not quite there yet. And we need somebody that can close today. Last week on Friday and this Monday, we made some massive moves. Some massive moves are about to catapult the company. So these last 2 months, we have not generated much in revenue, and I won't even speak to what it is, but it is under 6 figures. As a company, we need to be generating at least 100K a month to pay everything that needs to get paid, right? Our overhead and contractors and employees and softwares and all those different things. And after paying, commissions and back-end costs and all that, at 100K, like we're pretty solid. And so we haven't quite hit that yet. I was talking to my sales manager and he was like, you know what? I think I'm going to make a move. My sales manager has a different company that he runs. It's his own company. He runs some type of insurance company. And he's like, I have this guy who was studying to take an insurance exam to basically become one of my closers, one of my sales reps, really, not a closer. The sales rep actually used to be a closer in an offer that he used to run before. And he's like, dude, this guy is an absolute unit. Like this guy closed over 300K within 1 single month at a high ticket offer just like this one. And he's like, you know what? Instead of bringing him into my company, I'm gonna bring him here to yours. And he was like, we need to make massive moves right now. I was like, all right, let's do it. We hang up. He calls the guy. He calls me back maybe 30 minutes later and he's like, he's on. This guy just got onboarded on Friday and Monday. He looked over all the material this weekend. He started this yesterday actually on our sales meeting. Dude, man, this guy is super knowledgeable, has a lot of experience, can speak the language as to what we're selling and to the avatar that we're selling to. It's a perfect match. I'm super excited because on top of that, just yesterday, we brought another closer in. Another closer who was the second leading closer on another similar offer like ours that was closing, you know, $500,000 to $800K a month. We now have two of the top closers that were in another company that was very, very similar to ours. This new guy, the primary guy, is going to start taking on all the calls starting probably tomorrow. Guys, I'm like so pumped up right now. Like, I'm excited. Our COO is excited. The consultant that I brought in, he's hella pumped. Our sales manager's pumped. Like, at this point, there is no reason, absolutely no reason why we should not be closing $250,000 within the next couple of months in a single month. And obviously, like, nothing is guaranteed. Just because this guy's done what he's done before, it doesn't mean he'll do it now. I do believe though that we have a high probability of making it happen and even faster than they did, solely because there's a lot less competition in the industry that I'm in right now. Who knows how things are going to play out? I really think they're going to end on a high note in the next, 30, 45 days. And so I just wanted to tell you guys is that all it takes is sometimes one person, and all it takes sometimes is one move at a time. A lot of times we get caught up in like, man, there's so many different moving parts. There's so many mechanics. There's so many details. There's so many employees or positions or SOPs or things that need to happen for a business to be generating 100K a year, let alone 50K a month, let alone 100K a month, let alone $500,000 a month. And I believe right now we have literally every single piece to easily hit $500,000 a month. Now it's really just going to be a thing of time. Get caught up on the offer, which he's already familiar with. Get caught up with the tech. Get caught up with the systems and the process, which he's pretty familiar with because it's very similar setup to what he had on the other offer. It is crazy seeing this all come together. And at the same time, it's not. I've mentioned this to you guys before. Like, each of us individually have different skill sets and different things that we specialize in. And I am not a sales expert. I am not a marketing expert. I am not a COO expert. I am not a CEO expert. I am not a systems expert. I am not an accounting wizard, but I am very good at a lot of these things. I have a very good understanding on how these things work. And I've realized that my skill set really is, if I can understand something just well enough, I am able to connect the right pieces and bring in the right people that will create it for us. Although we're not hitting the numbers that we want to hit yet, and I know we're going to pretty soon, what I know for a fact is that there is no way in hell that I would have been able to do this on my own. There's just no way. Like, I am not really built that way. Like, could I? Possibly. If I really just put everything aside, I didn't work out, didn't spend time with my kids, didn't really do anything else and just stay on the computer 12 hours a day, I'm sure I can figure it out. But it's not what excites me. Like, it's not what motivates me. It's not something that I want to do. What motivates me, what gets me like my noggin going, my energy going, what makes me happy is putting the puzzle together. And that's what I've seen is that that's really like my pride and joy. Like, it's how I got here. And I invite you guys to really figure that out. Like, what is the one thing that you're really, really, really good at? The way I've built is it's cost me a lot of money. It's cost me so much money, so many resources, so much time, so much stress letting this closer. And it's going to cost me in the future equity, right? It's going to cost me cash flow because I'm going to pay these consultants, these closers, certain numbers where they are going to be excited and happy to want to continue working here, including my COO. And so although I'm going to make less money, that's the name of the game. The biggest of the biggest entrepreneurs out there, like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, people like them, like they do not own 100% of their company. They don't even own sometimes double digits. I think Elon Musk is one of the very few people that owns a large chunk of the company. That's sometimes what it takes. It takes being able to find the right people, giving up equity so that you can feed their pockets and they're excited to work here and go all in with you. If you guys are starting off, like, don't get caught up on like, hey, I want to make 100% of all the money. I want to make sure that, I figure this all on my own. It's just not going to work that way sometimes. And so I'm super excited for what's about to happen. I'm going to keep you guys updated. And that's what I want to let you guys in the know-how of like what's happening with the company, but also the fact that sometimes you can't do it all by yourself. Like, you just can't. Like, you're going to have to build a team that can basically attack every single gap that's within the company. And so right now we have about a dozen very, very solid people that can scale this to $500,000 a month. And here's the thing. It's not just a dozen people that are building this. There are multiple dozens of people on the back end, on the fulfillment end, to actually make this offer work. I've luckily been able to find these different partners to help with the fulfillment on all aspects. Again, it's not just the marketing, it's not just on the sales, it's also on the fulfillment end. When you guys are able to see that, when you're able to see that if you're able to feed into somebody's pocket and really just spend time strategizing and putting the big picture blueprint together, it will all come into place. I love what I do, and it's really just what I want you guys to know is like, I love what I'm doing. And what I always think about is like, I don't know where this is going to end, right? I don't know where we'll be 6 months from now. I don't know where we'll be 2 years from now. But what I do know is that this skill set that I have and I've developed, I will be able to apply it into almost anything that I want. I think I've mentioned this to you guys before, but I always think about, Richard Brunson. Richard Brunson built Virgin Airlines without really knowing anything about airlines. He was able to find the right people, the right companies, and broker and build Virgin Airlines in a way where he didn't really have to become the expert, right? And that's what these guys do. That's what these guys and girls and women do. Like, that's what they do. To really build a massive company like that, it can't just be you. You have to find the right people. You might have to give up a lot, a large amount of equity, some cash flow to them, maybe not just equity, but higher salaries, etc., to be able to incentivize everybody to want to win. And so if you can find a way to do that within your own business or even anything that you're building, like, you can literally apply it into everything else, right? If you wanted to be, like, I have a friend who is actually a director. He's a movie director, and he really wants to go all in on that. Like, I am sure he's not just trying to make all the money for himself. Like, that's just not how it works. I cannot wait to keep you guys updated on where we are at 30 days from now. It's exciting times. Like, this is, I believe, will be one of the best years ever in my life as an entrepreneur. I just want you guys to remember that even when things are difficult, even when things are hard, and even when you might want to give up and you don't see an end to the hardships and the things that are happening, it will eventually come together as long as you do one thing. And that one thing is never, ever give up. Here we are now. I'll catch you guys in the next video, and I'll give you guys more updates. Catch you guys later.